Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anne of Reinforcement Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Now, I'm gonna bring this up. This statement, which is fake it till you make it. Is faking it the first step of making it? Fake it till you make it. Well, I would agree. I would agree to that motto or that kind of self belief, like training our brain to believe in our potential. You know why? Because our behavior shapes our belief. That is why, when you think that you are confident, that you believe in yourself, that you can do it, that you can speak to in front of hundreds of people for the first time, even though you're anxious or nervous, and you tell yourself, I can do this. After few rounds of jogging or sprint, to relieve yourself from the nervousness because you believe that you can make it, even though you're not used to it. You just started. So it's actually common among newbies who just got accepted to a higher position in a company, or it could be some doctors who just got promoted, or nurses who just got promoted in a certain position. Nobody's ever been great the first time they do it. They got to learn. You got to do the first step in order for us to learn, and then after exposing ourselves for many times, and to that point we can actually look forward. We know what to expect, and that time we started to become an expert of the field that we venture in. And acting confident can actually trick your brain into starting to believe that you are confident. Self-image matches your action. If you think you can do it, then there's no way you can ever not, you cannot ever, you're going to get it done. You're going to get the job done. Well, it could be, initially, it wouldn't be that great, but you did it. That's the point, because you believe you can do it. And, of course, people respond to what you project to them. If you present yourself as confident, then they would treat you like you're capable. That's why fake it till you make it. You trick your brain that you can do it. You can do it with all those doubts inside your head. That's why, to some people, even myself, I have to project those doubts by means of, warming up, moving my body. Before I do something the first time and I felt nervous, I have to, walk back and forth in the whole way until I wear off that energy and I can finally think what I have to do. It happens to me, and it happens to the rest of the people when you do things for the first time. And the good thing about it is that there is what we call desensitization, wherein the more you do it, the less scary it becomes. I work as a nurse, and the first time I ever put in a needle, I ever stick a needle, put in a needle like a cannula, on a patient, wrist or arms, I actually forget about it. I was totally in doubt that I might not gonna do it, but I was arguing, against myself that, look, I can do this. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be a nurse. I'm not gonna work as a nurse ever. I got to get things done, whether I make mistakes, but I have to get it done before I finish my shift. Because if I don't face it, if I don't practice, cannulation, sticking needles, so that we can give medications or fluids to patients. If I never done that, if I've never started doing that, I cannot imagine life as a nurse. I personally think every nurse has to do that. Not necessarily that they have to be an expert, but they have to try it. They have to know in case of emergency, when no one's around. So the first time I did it, I was fighting with myself that I can do it, until I finally successfully get it done. For I'm not sure how many tries, but I get it done. And I did it over and over again, which is what we call psychology-wise desensitization. Do it over and over again until the time that I don't even think about that I'm doing it, that I just nothing. Yes, I do it. So even to some people who are new in the area, who've done the things that you've never done before, like taking exams the first time. I couldn't even share other people's experience than myself because, as I've said it before, I failed 5 times in the English test. And the first time I did it was failed, and it scared my shit off. I was really scared that I don't even know what to do. But I got to finish the exam. I cannot stand there and just leave. And I got to finish the exam and pass it after a couple of fails. So that's what happened. Because I believe I can do it, and it must be done. I got to finish the job. So even, when I was still on the verge of studying for the exam, I already believe in myself that there is a high probability that I'm going to make it. Up to the point that people, believe in that. Not only in the English tests, but, if I ever take the English test again, I'm going to go back to those anxiety feeling. But I have to argue with myself, like, look, I got to talk to myself again. And, when it can backfire, the thing that is fake it till you make it. What is the downside to that? Well, the downside to that is obviously when you're a fake surgeon, when you're a fake engineer, when you fake a job which is technical, when you are a fake mechanic, it's another story. You're totally like swindling people or lying already. When you do fake that you can do the job, a technical job. So that's another story. You might gonna get sued by that with that action. Otherwise, when in terms of just training yourself, your brain to believe in you, so that what you believe in yourself, your self-image will match your action, whatever it takes. And another thing that actually backfires, to that statement, fake it till you make it, is the overwhelming self-doubt. That is what we call imposter syndrome. That even though you're already doing it over and over again, you are a high performer, you're an expert in that field, you still believe that you don't deserve it. That you're just a normal person that could, at any point in time, you could make everything mess up. That is imposter syndrome. Anxiousness that you might gonna make mistake, but you still do it and face it until you get it done. You've done a great job, and then that imposter syndrome for that day goes away. Everybody has a self-doubt. It's just that when, as I'm going to reiterate it again, the downside is if you fake a certain job, technical job, which wherein you're going to face legal action, like a surgeon, could be a carpenter. You're pretending to be a carpenter that you don't even know how to nail the wood, stick them together. You have no idea what you're doing. That's another story. And, you're always gonna, I should say that all of us will face the so-called imposter syndrome. Even though to those times that, we already keep doing the same thing, the same job over and over again, and then we meet the pretty, challenges, some pretty small challenges that we've never encountered before, and we doubt ourselves. But the thing is, since we believe that we can do the job, finish the job, we still give a try and get it done, by hook or by crook. So I would say that there's nothing wrong about fake it till you make it if you do it in a healthy way. Like you're using it as practicing mindset practicing mindset as a way of in a way of stepping out from your comfort zone. Training your brain to believe in your potential. So, yeah, even myself, I say it to myself. That I say it in advance before I do the job, to calm me down. And if the The anxiousness is overwhelming. I have to move my body to release that extra energy and still face the challenge. It doesn't mean that I'm going to succeed all the time, but getting it done already give me a credit inside my head that, look, we can improve it over time. So if fake it till you make it does work, then it's all right to use it. Okay? And I hope I deliver something important to you for your day. By the way, if you ever love this episode, you can follow me in Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, even in X. Reinforce Me Club. By the way, this is Anne, your fellow positive reinforcer. I do appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you.